In 1 Chronicles chapter 22, we hear about David's preparations to build the temple in Jerusalem. You may recall that in the sermon this past Sunday, I spoke about how do we respond? How do you respond when there's something you really want in life and God says no? That's what happened for David. He had a great desire to build a temple for the Lord God, and God says no. And in 1 Chronicles 22, we're told the reason why, and that is that David had fought many wars and many battles, and he shed a great deal of blood. And so God says that I'm going to give you a son, and he shall be a man of peace, and his name shall be Solomon, and he will be the one who builds my temple. And David shares that message with his son, and in 1 Chronicles 22 verse 13, as part of his exhortation and encouragement to his son Solomon, David says, "Then you will prosper if you are careful to observe the statutes and ordinances that the Lord commanded Moses for Israel. Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid or dismayed." This is not the last time. We're going to hear again tomorrow a similar message of David trying to encourage his son to be faithful to God, to obey all the commandments, the ordinances, the statutes, to hold fast to God, not only in the construction of the temple, but especially in all of his life and in his leadership as a king. I think it's very true that the closer we can adhere to God's will, the better we can try to keep our life in the center of God's will as much as possible, the better off we are going to be. Sadly, Solomon is not going to do a great job of staying in the center of God's will. His father David is trying to do everything he can to help his son to be successful. Further on in chapter 22, he will describe once again all the wealth, the material goods, all the artisans, the stonecutters, the laborers, everyone and everything that is placed at Solomon's disposal in order to glorify God in the building of the temple. What about in your life and mine? Think about all the things that God has put in your hands, the people, the resources, the blessed gift of time that you have today. How will you use all that God has entrusted to you to make a space for God to dwell and to be worshiped? I pray that you and I would be able to honor God through how we use and spend this day. God be with you.